The AirPods. Oh boy, we're frantic. Oh, this is not a good start. We're supposed to do our song. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Bow 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 bow. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Bow 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 bow. Bow 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 bow. Bow bow bow. Chicka bow. Chicka bow. Chicka da 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 da. Hey. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Galactic Seabass Podcast, aka the Galactizzle Seabizzle Poddizzle Castizzle, with your host, me, Galactic Seabass, aka Sebastian, your host now, forever, and always. That was a fast plane. Right ahead, getting off to a good start. Let's go ahead and cheers. Happy day, everybody. All right, rock and roll. Woo! Today is March 21st. 2024. My father passed away 16 years ago today. What a trip. I miss that man very much. And just one of those things. That's life. What are you going to do, you know? You have to roll with the punches, do what you can, and just keep on pushing through. And I try to do things that, you know, would make my dad happy. Trying to just do the best of my own, you know, agenda that I have in this life, my own little personal entourage to the world. Are any of these words even making sense? I think I'm just trying to sound smart. Anyway, sorry, I've had a crazy day. I was working a whole bunch, trying to make a little extra money because my little brother is flying in right now. He just boarded the plane, so this episode is going to be kind of quick. That's another plane. Synchronicity. Synchro, baby. Anyway, yeah, he's 16 years old, coming to visit. My little brother Czar. I'm very, very excited to have him in town. I'm trying to remember what 16-year-olds do, and all I know is that I was a shithead when I was 16. And I was quite a handful, so I think he's a little more put together. Should be easy. Have a little, you know, adventures on the beach. Might get to see San Diego with a new way of looking at it, you know, through his eyes. Like, maybe we'll be able to appreciate some of the things that I take for granted here in one of the most beautiful cities in America, by golly. It's hard to remember that sometimes, like, because earlier I was coming home, I did all my work, I got done, I was driving down the alley, and I pulled over a little bit so this silver car could pass, and then boom, they took out my mirror. Like, it just exploded. And to be totally truthful, I thought it was this guy in town who doesn't like me. We kind of have a beef, and he said, if I see you in the streets, it's going down. So I thought it was going down because that's the streets. Turns out it was the wrong card. It was this old lady. Broke my mirror, and then lied to my face about it when I asked her. I said, hey, did you just break my mirror? And she said, no. And then when I was looking away, she ran inside and locked the door. So I tried to call the police, and they said, well, it's going to take a couple hours, so you should probably do this on a day where you have more time. And I didn't want my brother's first activity when he got to San Diego to be, hey, let's wait for the cops so they can file a report that will go nowhere. All right. Just like many times in the past, including this Harry Potter scar on my face and all my new teeth, that went to nothing. I can still go to small claims, I guess. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. We did it. We had a little St. Patrick's Day adventure. Hope everybody had fun and had a good time. You know, we have a... That's... I know there's more to the holiday about St. Patrick and all the ancient history to it. All I really know is that you get drunk. That's the one thing. The beer changes color. They changed the color of the river in the city of Chicago. That can't be good for the fish. I mean, unless it's a Dr. Seuss river, in which case, you know, nice fish, mean fish, red fish, green fish. Hey, I did my own little play on it there. That's fun. All right, so my dad loved movies. Oh, there's so many great movies that he has missed over the years. Yeah, he passed away in 2008. So he missed some bangers come out over the years. He also missed a lot of things that I'm very grateful for. He never had to experience the Twilight Saga, ever. He never had to be let down by the disappointment that was the Avatar live action film. I don't know if he had the same appreciation for it that I do, however, yeah, that was a wild one. So let's go ahead and just knock out what we got on our list here. excuse me, we're going to do a mega movie review here on episode 46 of the Galactic Seabass Podcast. Before we get into that, honestly, something really sincere I want to talk about. I've mentioned this before. I do what I can. I work every single day. I don't have a day off. I'm really excited to have these days off with my brother, honestly. This is really exciting, kind of like a little vacation. But at the same time, I need to make more money. So I was forced to the point where I had to pawn my dad's drum set, my prized possession out of all the things I have. I thought that was the most valuable item. And it only ended up getting me $500 at the pawn shop. And less money at the pawn really means less interest, so I can get it back. And if any of you have the ability to help me out, there are several ways down below, including Venmo, Cashapp, my Patreon. It would really help me out. Today was a day where I felt like I really wanted to go play it, and I realized I couldn't because it's just not there right now. So just trying to figure out all these things and put together the pieces of life. However, this puzzle is complicated, and I think I lost a few along the way. Anyway, mega movie review time. All right, number one. We're going to go with Wonka. Wonka was a cool little musical. It was definitely a fun play from the original, the Gene Wilder. I think it stayed in its lane. There were definitely too many musicals. They could have done without like 3 or 4 of those. There were some fun songs for sure. However, yeah, that was almost insufferable, the amount of music I had to sit through. I still cried by the end. It was pretty solid. 8 out of 10. Also, the Oompa Loompa was really fun. I like that little change in pronunciation for it. That was kind of fun. In Lumpaland, I'm considered somewhat of a whopper. Or I forget exactly what he says. I thought it was pretty funny. Ricky Stenicki. I do like the fact that Tremaine Fowler is in it because he has the last name of me, and I think that's pretty dope. So shouts out. Definitely laughed. It was pretty funny. Zac Efron and John Cena. Everybody kind of plays like a fun little role. And Andrew Santino, which is kind of fun. Just, all right, got some comedians in the mix there. I liked it. It was cool. Gave me some laughs. Couple of points in the movie where I just said, nah, that wouldn't happen. Final score, 7.5. Not sure if I said it, but Wonka got an 8 out of 10. Office Space. Rewatched that one again. Absolute masterpiece. You guys know Office Space. I think I brought up, I forget who I was hanging out with, but I think it was my buddy Ate, who works in IT, and now he's working a construction job. And I said, hey, do you want to watch a movie about an IT worker who eventually works construction? He went, yeah. So we watched it. One of the greatest intro scenes of all time. 9.5 out of 10. Office Space is up there. Spaceman with Adam Sandler. That was pretty cool. This is kind of a not so fun fact, but when my dad was on the deathbed or whatever, they take you off of life support. They give you an hour to live. If you live more than an hour, then they put you back in your room and you stay in a vegetative state or whatever. So he made it about 12 minutes, and then he started, it got pretty gnarly. Anyway, they were playing the Voodoo Jets record Supersonic as he was passing away, and he fully heard the song Spaceman, which I believe is the 3rd song on the album. So that was the last full song he really ever heard. And then as Cold Outside, the next track played, they whisked us out of the room and he died. So I thought that doesn't really have anything to do with the movie. However, I thought it was kind of cool. And the song honestly would have worked really great in the movie. I really wish that somehow they were able to get their hands on that thing. It would have seemed like it was made for it. It was really fun. So I like that a lot. And the actual movie itself was pretty cool. Really great to see Adam not trying to be a goofball for 2 hours. Pretty serious stuff, actually. They get into some deep, introspective parts of the universe that I wasn't really sure I was ready to handle, but we sat through it, we got there, and I don't want to give away any spoilers, so Spaceman, 8 out of 10, well done. I might even bump it up to 8.5 for my dad, for sure. Horrible Bosses. Rewatched Horrible Bosses. Pretty fun, nice to sit through. I like how everything kind of comes together. I do like the part where Kevin Rapey comes in and shoots the guy, because you don't really see that coming. That's definitely not, something that most people will be able to foresee as a moviegoer. It was fun. I liked it. 7.5. The Last Witch Hunter with Vin Diesel. It was pretty cool. Vin Diesel is this Viking dude who gets cursed by a witch, and then ends up having to protect Earth from witches and stuff. Uh, it's cool. It's fun. It's like a nice little action adventure. 7 out of 10. We rewatched 1408. That was fun. Nice to see John Cusack being John Cusack. He just refuses to believe in the power of this entity until things start really just getting kind of crazy. Definitely had me on the edge of my seat a couple times, even though I've already seen it, which was nice. It was okay. I'm going to go 6.5. Sorry, John. That's how I'm feeling about it. I did watch this movie Pixels, another Sandler film that somehow slipped through the cracks. It was so much fun. I was thinking the main cast of the movie is Peter Dinklage, Adam Sandler, and there's this other guy, and I thought, I know you from somewhere, and he's in The Rocker. He plays Matty, the keyboard player, and I just couldn't believe it. He got a main role alongside Sandler. How fun. They're not even close to the same age, and yet in the movie they were best friends. It doesn't make any sense at all. They're so far apart as far as ages go. Anyway, I loved it. Absolute blast from the past. My dad loved games like Galaga and Space Invaders. He was really good at them. We played them all the time at this local diner called the Sycamore restaurant in Bethel, Connecticut. They had a Galaga machine in the back, and we always played that thing. It was fun. That was great. 8.75. Pixels, rock and roll. That was pretty cool. Watched Dream Scenario, the new Nicolas Cage movie. That was fun and absolutely did not go where I thought it was going to go. The trailers are really fun, and then you start watching it and you go, it's pretty rough. And yeah, very well done, well executed. The ending is the only reason I didn't give this a 9.5. I'm giving it a 9 because I like the ending, but I don't. Like, I don't know. It's like and you got no spoilers, but you just the manifestation of dreams. Is it truly a reality? 9 out of 10. Pretty cool. Yesterday in town, somebody got shot. That is not a movie. Just happened right in between work. It's so crazy how that just kind of comes and goes, right? Like, 1 minute you're a person, the next minute you're a body. 1 minute it's your buddy, and the next minute it's a body. That's crazy. You could just get shot. Like, that person who hit my mirror, if I was crazy, I could have just shot him. That's nuts. There's too much freedom. Just get attacked by a bunch of conservatives like, I'm sorry. I believe in free speech, and I believe in, free samples. I think you should work for stuff. This crisis in New York right now is absolutely mind-boggling. The fact that I think it was a $53 million deal was passed to give these people free everything. And now they're being moved from a 5-star hotel to a 4-star hotel, and they're complaining. Just, what's happening in America right now? I am so lost. There's too much to keep up with every day. If you try to tune into the news, it's just overwhelmed. System overload. You think this was by design? I mean, I've been reading a lot about ideological subversion and the fact that we're not able to retain truth because it goes against the basis of our ideologies. And if I truly believe that I'm in a free America, then all these things that are telling me otherwise wouldn't be able to make it to the center of my thoughts because they'd be blocked by the fact that I refuse to accept this as a true ideology. I don't know. Those Russians. Well done. Well done, boys. You really got us this time. We're back in the USSR. Yeah. You don't know how lucky you are. Back in the USSR. Wow! Leave your friend behind. And Georgia's always on my mind. Wow! This is what ADHD looks like, folks. Undiagnosed and running rampant. I'm allowed to drive a car. I am a member of society. This crazy dude is just running around out there. I think I'll leave this hat on when I go pick up my brother. This should be pretty cool. Yeah, I think today, I'm not even really sure how long we can fully go in this episode, because I really want to make sure I'm there for him when he arrives. And I love this podcast. It's very important to me. At the same time, there's 4 people in this life who mean more to me than anybody else. That's my 3 little brothers and my mama. And it would be my dad, but he is deceased. So I'm really excited to be able to spend some time with my little bro. And I got some sandwiches in the fridge ready to go. And a Coca-Cola. Got some chips. I figured we could watch Anchorman when he comes. Anchorman's just a great little San Diego flickaroony. Good little way to, I wonder if there's a place we could play some pool. I would love that. My dad taught me everything I know about pool and billiards. So, I love playing. It's so much fun. And I'm pretty decent at it. I have a fair amount of game. I'd love to be able to share some kind of experience like that with him. Because the thing was, when I was a kid, going to bars with my dad was never a big deal, because he was a single dad, sometimes when I wasn't with my mom, and he didn't have a choice other than to bring me sometimes. So I would be 8 years old in a bar just hanging out. And there's only 3 things for kids to do in a bar, and that's video games, darts, and billiards. So I got real good to the point where I started beating grown men. Oh, that was fun. I had a good time. Rest in peace, Dad. Hope we get to play pool in heaven. That'd be fun. And we'll invite Joe Rogan. Yeah. That'd be fun. I would like to meet Joe to play pool with him. I think that would be really cool. So hopefully I make it enough in this business to where I can have that be actuality. That would be sick. It's definitely like lifelong bucket list dream. So we'll see how that goes. We're rocking. We're rolling. We're here. We're stamping time zones. That didn't make any sense. Oh, at the same time, we're doing this. I really don't have a lot else to. I talked about all these subjects with Pacey on our last episode 45. And yeah, this one we might even just go like 22 minutes, man. Not really feeling it. I have stuff to do. I have a little brother coming to town, and I'm just excited to be able to spend some time with him. So it should be fun. Ready to rock and ready to roll, baby. This episode was brought to you by Liquid Death. Please consume their products responsibly. And yeah, it could be kind of fun. I had this idea to bring back social media for, James Blonde, my musical alias, who I dropped my album under a few years ago. That was a really fun project, learning how to play the instruments first of all, drums, guitar, and bass, and then going into the recording process and realizing I have no idea how to record using the software, so I took a whole course to learn how to use the software to a decent level, and then finally recorded all the stuff after writing it, and then put it all together and started learning to mix it, and then mixed it the best I could, and then sent that over to my buddy Andrew, who, mastered it up in LA, and then got it back to me, and then it was a whole record. I made 11 whole songs. And there's another song too, so there's 12 songs actually on the profile, and I'd love for it to start getting it some traction, just make a couple music videos. It's definitely something I put off in the COVID era. I was more focused on the audio and not any kind of the visual, so could be fun. Maybe when my brother's in town we can do some stuff like that. And right after my buddy leaves, my little baby bro buddy, he will be leaving on the 25th, so on the 26th I have a roast battle up in Los Angeles, California with Mitch Ryan, which is going to be very exciting. There is a link to that down below. If you're in the Los Angeles area, I'd love to see you there on Tuesday, March 26th. But right now, today is Thursday, March 21st, 2024, and My name is Sebastian. I am the son of John Fowler. Look up John Fowler drum solo in the search bar right above. There's a video from my channel. It's 5 minutes long where he does this drum solo in Osaka, Japan in front of thousands of people in an arena and just absolutely goes to town for a solid 5 minutes. And it's just really cool to watch. What a talented human he was. I could feel his energy running through my blood, and I'm grateful to be his son. It's crazy how life just sort of comes at you. 1 minute you have a dad, and then the next you don't. So I was giving a ride to a lady earlier who said the closest thing that she had to a death in her family was her sister's best friend's grandma. And that blew my mind. I've lost so many friends over the years. I've lost family members. God rest all the souls of our fallen. And if you have loved ones in your life who you don't really communicate with as much as you should, then just reach out and let them know that you love them. It goes a long way. And for some people, it's not an option. So, consider that when you think about those trivial arguments that, I always think, are you going to be mad about it in 5 years? And if the answer is no, then stop being mad and get over it. And that advice has done me pretty good. One of the best advice pieces that my dad gave me over the course of his life actually did come from a game of pool. And he said, it's not about the shot you take, it's the shot you leave. And it's only recently surfaced to the point where I realized that advice goes to the greater aspect of life in itself. It's not about every shot that you take, but how you line yourself up for the next one. So hopefully the pieces are being set in this puzzle where we might actually finish this thing. Rock and roll. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is going to be a rather quick episode. Like I said today, my baby brother is flying into the airport and I really have to go make sure that he's there and well taken care of and, appreciated and loved. And we get to enjoy San Diego together, which we haven't gotten to do in a long time. And I'm very excited for that. Again, seriously, this is a rough one. I need to get my dad's drum set back from the pawn shop. That's the new mission. It's our mission here on the Galactic Seabass Podcast. So if by any means that you can, there's a few ways down below to help me out. There's a Venmo, Cashapp, subscribe to the Patreon. Every little bit helps to get me my dad's drum set back. He passed away 16 years ago today. And by golly, I wish I could have set that thing up on the beach and just play drums all day. But we had to make rent, so we had somewhere to live so my little brother could come visit. Am I doing amazing in life? Some would say no. However, I have had a really neat existence, and I'm working really hard to try to get back on a level playing field. So every little bit helps from you guys. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. We just hit 5.14 thousand subscribers. That is so cool. You guys are amazing. My condolences to your loss, my friend. Death is never easy, but it's the living that make life worth it. So let's all stick together. Thank you so much for supporting me in all my videos and endeavors over the years. Just trying to put the pieces together. So my little brother's coming to visit. Again, every little bit helps. And if you want to, get us a pass to Legoland, that'd be lit. Anyway, I don't mean to just sit here and beg. I don't know. It's crazy. I live in San Diego, which is now considered the most expensive city in America. And I really feel like I made a bad call there. I could have lived anywhere. And I don't know, but I'm here. I'm here, and I have a dog and a cat, and my little brother's coming, and we're going to have a good time. So I'm very excited for that. And on that note, that might be it. So just want to take a moment of silence for my dad. His name was John Sherman Fowler. He died at 42 years old. And yeah, he'd be 58 right now. So just a moment for my dad. Cool. I always had this little memory of me being like 3 or 4 and he throws me up in the air in the driveway. It's a great memory. Definitely, it's a core one. It's one of those things. So, God bless the living and your loved ones and your family and friends. And I wish you all eternal happiness and bliss and the best of luck in all your endeavors. Hope you wish me that in mine. If you would like to support my endeavors with money, there are several ways down below. Thanks for tuning in. You can click those YouTube buttons, like, share, sub, volume. I don't know. Turn it up, turn it down. It's your call. Anyway, this has been a podcast, sort of. I am very happy that we were able to gather here today on March 21st. Rest in peace to John and to all the fallen out there. I really appreciate you guys. I don't know what else to say. I feel like I just kind of keep saying the same things over and over again. If you want to go back in this episode, we did a major movie review with a whole bunch of movies. That was kind of fun. And if you would like to stream my dad's music, you can check out the Voodoo Jets. You can check out... That one will be kind of hard to find. So you can look up Steelheart. Fun fact, they did the music for the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg. The band in the film is Steel Dragon. However, Steelheart did all the recordings. So when Mark Wahlberg sings, it's actually my dad's singer singing. And yeah, rock and roll, man. It's one of those things, and we're very happy to be here. Are we? Man, I can't believe that lady hit my mirror. Oh, man, that's nuts. Yeah, some crazy old lady broke my mirror off with her Mercedes. But I got evidence. And I Tetrised the mirror back together where I'm only missing a small chunk of silver. Like a middle-aged peasant. Middle age? No, that's not the... I was looking for the Middle Ages. If I said a middle-aged peasant, that sounds like a modern person. But a peasant from the Middle Ages is a... Man, English is tough. I am really glad I learned this thing early on. Blah. Anyway, this has been a podcast. My name is Sebastian, a.k.a. Seabass. This is the Galactic Seabass Podcast, episode 46. And I appreciate you tuning in. My little brother is literally flying in any moment, and I have to be there to make sure that I'm on the little pickup spot. So I can be there and say, "Hug me, brother!" Speaking of Hug me, brother, I'm very excited to watch that new 4-part series on all the nefarious acts of the 90s Nickelodeon. I believe it's called Quiet on Set. That should be an interesting one because I grew up on all those shows and I am ready to hear the gossip. Hopefully everybody's okay from all that stuff. I feel like it's about to get really dark. Maybe if I just don't watch it, I could have a really nice memory of all those shows and not have to be like, no. That's, yeah, I don't know. That's why I never watched the Michael Jackson thing. Because my mom personally knew Michael, went to his house, and just told me pretty much kind of the same thing that you've heard along the years. Is just he was robbed of a childhood. Dude just wanted to be a kid. Nothing weird happened. And, you know, all those things that say, oh, they slept in the same bedroom. Yeah, do you know how big this dude's bedroom is? It was as big as a basketball court with slides and toys and 30 beds. Yeah, there was nothing nefarious. Michael Jackson is an OG. I'm a lifer, ride or die. I know he didn't do it. Also, if you did watch that the documentary that came out on Michael, this is the Michael Jackson documentary that we're talking about here. Both those kids went to court and all charges were dropped on lack of evidence. Plus, Aaron Carter came out and said that the FBI showed up and basically were trying to frame him. Same thing happened with Macaulay Culkin, and those two have his back. I don't know the guy. My mom did. I don't think he did it. So, rock and roll, long live Michael Jackson, the greatest pop star of our time. How dare you try and discredit one of the greatest artists to ever walk the face of the earth? That's just an absolute disgrace to his legacy. Can't believe it. And yeah, I don't know. One of those things. On that note, though, I know that bad things did happen in the 90s on Nickelodeon sets. Like that Dan Schneider guy. I hope he rots in hell. Now, it's so weird in hindsight. Excuse me. Thinking about how many shows ended with that little Schneider's Bakery video thing for the production agency. So many of them. And they all had to send feet pics. That's so gross. Ugh. That is not all that. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go pick up my brother. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Galactic Seabass channel. To be fair, he does arrive in 25 minutes. And right before this episode started, he texted me that they were taking off. So, if I leave right about now, it should be good. But I definitely am excited to see him. So, it's going to be a good time. And I appreciate you guys very much. If you're able to support our adventures and help me get my drum set back, there's a Venmo, a Cash App, and a Patreon down below. Anything would really help. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for tuning into the Galactic Seabass channel. My name is Sebastian, a.k.a. Seabass, a.k.a. Galactizzle. And this is Ollie Boy, if he wants to make a little appearance. You want to pop in, say hi? You want to say hi to the people? You want to come here? Can you fit? I know it's kind of a tight squeeze. This is Ollie Boy. I think you can kind of see him. I love you very much. You're a good boy. That's my good boy, Ollie. Andy started a fight right before this episode, so I had to put him in the room. Anyway, you guys are awesome, rock and roll. Thanks for tuning in with me. Best of luck in all your endeavors, and I really appreciate you guys watching another episode of the Galactic Seabass Podcast. I kind of wanted to do a special episode with my brother, if you'd like to see that. You know, a little kind of fun. I don't know. It could be neat. We've been on several adventures over the years, and he's one of the funniest kids I've ever met in my whole life. My mom always says he and I are the funny ones, so I'm very excited for this wacky weekend that we're about to get into. Anyway, I love you guys very much. Thanks for tuning in. Rock and roll. And all your support is generously and graciously appreciated, so thank you so much, including watching this video. You guys are awesome. Rock and roll. For the 19th time, best of luck in all your endeavors. My name's Seabass. This has been a podcast and transmission. Who's that Pokemon? It's Seabass.